Imagine, if you will, a location so beautiful, but yet so convenient that you could climb it with flip-flops and still be home in time for tacos and have a great adventure. Welcome to Weekend Escapades. This is Robert. Let's join the adventure. All right, so let's go explore this giant red rock that somehow became the most photogenic hangout in southern Utah. And that's it, right in front of us. I'll tell you, that is one big rock, but there's many rocks. Let's explore how Sugarloaf, or Dixie Rock, got its name. Well, this, my friends, is Dixie Rock. And yes, it has two names, Dixie Rock and Sugarloaf. I guess that's because rocks just can't make up their minds. It's not just a big red rock. It's a local icon, painted with the word Dixie. Since the early 1900s, it's basically the Hollywood sign of St. George, Utah. But you know, older and, of course, redder than most. So pro tip, if you're not a hiking person, you're in luck. You can really park like right here, like 100 yards from it. And at the bottom here, you can look up and see the word Dixie painted on these rocks. And it's been here for some time. In front of us is a little history of the rock and the painting. Dixie Rock is located inside of Pioneer Park. It's just a few minutes away from downtown St. George. And when I say it's a hike, I mean it's more like a walk up some rocks and making you feel a little athletic. All right, so Pioneer Park Interpretive Trail. You can see that it's got the numbers 1914D on it, and also Dixie painted up above. The large sandstone feature before us is known as Sugarloaf. Early settlers of St. George named it uniquely because this formation is unique in its similarity to loaves of sugar. So you can see that in the photo, which were so rare in the first years following the town settlement. The Sugarloaf and its light caves located on the northeast side of the sandstone formation were popular places for picnics and parties for the early settlers of St. George. So you may notice that the weather has changed just a bit from earlier in the video, given the fact that it was extremely hot. So we're back in the evening here at Sugarloaf, Dixie Rock. We're going to share with you a few of the caves and things that are here and get up on top of this thing now that the sun's starting to set and show you the beauty that is actually here at Dixie Rock. Now, there's a lot of people here. They come to see the beautiful sunset. And of course, you're going to see Pine Mountain off in the background and also a beautiful view of St. George. Let's explore these caves. This is the biggest cave here. You could take a look inside. Massive shelter. A few people have etched their initials in the rocks. This is nature's shelter for pioneers. And of course, a lot of people used to camp out here, Boy Scouts and things. But this is nature's wonder right here, carved by water over time in harsh weather conditions. Absolutely beautiful. If you're not a hiking person, you're in luck. You can literally park right here at the bottom and kind of take your adventure and head right up this rock. Of course, if it's during the day when the sun's up, be sure you bring the sunscreen because it's a scorcher. That's why we're back here in the evening and also to show you this beautiful sunset. And they said it couldn't be hiked in sandals, but you did it. Well, the difference is this morning, no wind, but tonight it is whipping. I hope you can hear me, as it is difficult to cover the mic. Well, this location is absolutely beautiful. If you're looking to picnic, take a hike, or just chill, or maybe see yourself in a music video, this would be the location. But it kind of looks like Mars. So you can take a look 360 degrees from up here. Over there, Pine Mountain, Pine Valley area. And in front of us, you're going to find St. George, completely the opposite direction. But either way you look, the views here are a 10 out of 10. And as I had mentioned earlier, this location is one of the most filmed locations in Utah. So you never know. You've probably seen it online or seen it in a TikTok video somewhere. All right, so let's get off this giant red rock and show you what else is out there. The views here again are beautiful as the light changes, but hey, there's more to see. There's a lot of folks who come here to see this sunset. It's crazy. There must be at least 100 people out here. You'll see they've carved a few notches in the rock where you can climb up if you really wanted to be daring down there. But if you look off to the right on the bridge, you'll see the love locks on the bridge right over here. There's about 20 or 30 on there, but I'm sure it's gaining popularity. They just started doing this like most bridges. I bet next time we come here, there'll be about 100 of them on there. All right, so let's wind on through here and get to those caves. There's a very interesting one across the park. When you hike through some of these little slot canyons, get out of the wind a little bit. Hopefully you could hear me when we were up there on top of the rock. I'll show you a cave where pioneers used to stay, and they've built a fireplace in there and a lot of sandstone. And also, I know that a lot of Cub Scouts and groups used to camp and hike around here and stay in those caves as well. There's no shortage of people in these red rocks. You know, every time you come out here, the lighting, different times of day, it just takes on new beauty. And if you're out here at dark and you see the lights from St. George, absolutely beautiful. And this is a growing community with no shortage of heat. I'm surprised solar isn't more popular here as far as solar fields with all the open desert like it is in Nevada. Because Utah has a lot of open desert and a lot of sunshine. We've been really tied up the last month in trying to make content. We've had to move suddenly, so we had to move residents, and that has taken a tremendous amount of time, so I apologize for not being able to put up as many videos, but that's all over with now. We've moved. we're getting settled into a new home. Apologize for the lack of videos for the last couple weeks. But we're back on track and thought we'd get out here and enjoy some of this beautiful sunshine. Of course, in the cooling of the evening, because it is still plenty hot. We've got a lot more to do coming up. There's Sugarloaf from the backside. See the shadows of people standing with the sun behind them, or the sunset behind them, I should say. And this is where the rocks take on newfound beauty. Let's head around this way. And around this ridge, tucked in behind these rocks, is an amazing old cave and a natural outdoor amphitheater that was created from all the erosion from the water on this sandstone. Now these trails are tucked in a lot of the shrubs that grow here where the water sits. In the wintertime, maybe they get enough water to grow, but you gotta really be cautious because rattlesnakes come out this time of the evening when it's cooler. So be very careful when you're crawling around in the desert, even if the area is populated, because you never know. This would have been the amphitheater here to the left. Take you up here is a huge fire pit. And they have some events and things. And there's some clubs and things that meet out here, sit around a big fire. Then also they used to have a little bit of entertainment. And that's why this is an amphitheater. You can see where you can sit in the rocks up on top and watch the show down below. So crawl down here between these rocks. Right around this corner is going to be a very, very interesting cave with a sandstone front. You see it right there. You can see in the very front up top, there's a hole in there. So probably any smoke from the fires would come out of that hole. And then this door goes right inside. It's almost kind of dark in there. It's not even dark outside yet. A little bit hard to see in here. Let's see if we can see the fireplace. It's at the back. There you go. You can see the dust coming up from the light, but that is the fireplace at the back. I was able to get the light turned on. And that chimney and fireplace goes all the way up. All the old stones. You can see a bar across there where they used to hang the pots and things to heat up food. It's just one big cave, and there's that exit hole up there where the smoke would run out. And the door. You see the old initials carved into the stones as well. Some older, of course, some more modern when people stay here. Come visit the cave. I imagine a lot of people hang out here at night. There's something to do. There's a bat. Ooh, there he is. You see him flying around. He's probably liking that light. Woo! He's getting a little close. Oh, he went over my head. Bat attack. We better get out of here. He's getting a little close. All right, so coming out of that cave, look at the beauty as the sun goes down. It just gets better and better. All the colors change in the sky and of the rocks. And looking back at where that cave is, More people going in there to get attacked by that bat. You know, people like to sit on these rocks, but man, they're right on the edge. I imagine there's a lot of accidents that happen with people sliding off there with that slippery sand. Hope not. So, okay, here's the some placards, just real quick. So the Pioneer Park Interpretive Trail, you'll see over here. Right here, you'll see people that are milling wood, and down here, you're going to see iron workers. And then farmers over here plowing fields. They had grapes that were planted here for wine, and they also tried to grow cotton, but it was just too dry and too deserty to do all those things. But they really worked at the direction of Brigham Young, who sent them here. It was 31 farmers, 3 millers, 10 copper barrel makers, a couple of miners, and they had a lot of people that did weaving and tailors. They brought a whole group of people here to settle in this town, and this would be the temple that was off in the distance. Now that temple actually has the rocks and the foundation from the lava rock in the quarries around here, and also the lumber from the hills up around Pine Mountain. Those were the areas that they brought the lumber and milled it for part of the temple, is what I was told. And you'll see it off in the distance, right over here, barely in the distance. So the temple being right there, off in the distance. So that would be the first Mormon temple here in St. George. So when the pioneers settled here, one of the things they knew is that they needed water, and they built a large dam in Enterprise. And they wanted to get the water from the Virgin River and tried to get it here, but you know, St. George has had its struggles with water. Trying to farm here, again, very difficult. And they called it Dixie because it reminded them of Dixie, and they were going to grow cotton. That didn't really work out. So now, almost the only thing you can grow in St. George, well, the only farm maybe, solar farm. That would be a good idea. But out in Santa Clara, they've got good irrigation out there, and they grow a lot of produce. And there's still a lot of farming that goes on there for local produce, which is kind of nice. What a view. Maybe out there in the distance, you can see on the hillside, there's a lit up D out there. That's for Dixie. You can see that very well lit up from Dixie Rock. And of course, if you're driving through town, there it is right there. The other day, they had it all red, white, and blue for the 4th of July as well. And off to the left now, you can see the temple. Really good view. We couldn't see it really earlier, but I guess that's what St. George is all about. It was all built right around that giant temple. It's a beauty, that's for sure. All right, so we're going to finish off right where we started, right in front of Dixie Rock, Sugarloaf, as a lot of folks know it. And I'll tell you, very beautiful location. And if you plan on taking a drive or a trip to St. George, Utah, let me know if you're going to stop by Sugarloaf, or if you've ever been here before and seen Dixie Rock. Be sure you leave a comment and a like below. And until our next adventure, goodbye from Weekend Escapades. We'll see you in the next one.